So we have Haute versus Vanorion today. Vanorion Vanorion today. So this is the top 16, the Simon de Languisseur match, and let's start. So we see Vanorion is using glory focused box. It's quite mixed between single target and some AoE. He still keep the list tail in the box. Interesting. So Hood, as always, is using heavy assassin focused box, and is also with mix with a lot of like the mythical faction characters. We see both Gizalov and the old Landius, as well as Shrinka in his box. So let's see how this plays out. So for Hood, there is just one tank, which is Juggler. Let me see if I can adjust the screen a little bit. So, hi, welcome to the stream. Let me see if I can adjust the screen a little bit. So it will be easier for people to see. That's a little bit hard because I don't know why this is very long. Let me see. So if I do that, maybe this is getting a little bit better. Yeah, it's just it looks the screen that Hute is using is a very lengthy screen. So okay, let's just go with it. So the first pick from variation is actually Elucia. So that's a tank, glory tank, and also strategy faction. If you plan to use SP Automotor, then she could be your tank as well. Yeah, he got a very wide monitor. I still cannot figure how to fit that one in. So hard. Yeah. It doesn't matter how I adjust. The ratio just won't change. So, okay. Let's just keep this way. Yeah, he would really get a very wide monitor. So his first pick is still juggler. So he don't want to play without tank. So Hood's plan is either he wants to rush you with AKA or he has a tank with juggler. Hi, Tenquin, welcome to the stream. So the second pick from variation is actually a Listel. So Listel used to be the golden counter for juggler, but this season her threatening range is a little bit low compared to the other OP characters. Oh, welcome to the stream, Kong. So we will see what Hute is banning here. He's about to ban. For sure, the Resoncio is banned because that will make the rush from Hute a little bit harder. Not to mention he still have a lot of debuff to pick with. So Resoncio is banned. That's suggesting something to debuff the opponent will be picked, but actually it's a Zoreda, and that's a Demon Zoreda. Demon Zoreda gets a little bit higher attack compared to the assassin ones, and is very effective in killing some of the tanky units. So we will see what Hute will use Zoreda to kill in this game. Could be like a Listel, could be a good target. This list tail doesn't have any faction buff already, so we will see. There could be some defense buff, but she may not be that tanky to kill. Okay, so Resourceo was banned, so from Haute, so his debuffers are banned. Rian is gone, which makes sense. So for variation, to pick someone here, he still needs something to deal with the juggler. Listeo can be a threat, but she can't handle a juggler alone, so we will see. Oh, my channel is still the wrong title. Okay. I think I hit the update, but maybe it takes some time. We will see if this can be updated soon. Yeah, this is another top 16 match between Haute versus Variation. Vanorion. Very hard to. Nobody is helping me to pronounce the names, so that's a little bit upset. Okay, let me see. Oh, I think I forgot the ON from Varinian. Okay, that keeps on going. Okay, so I was talking about there wasn't a thing that can kill juggler yet, so Varinian picked Yulia here, which should be a decent threat to the juggler. And now Vanorian, would that make sense? Okay, so now the Yulia is going to kill the juggler, and this is going to be a Shelfonio here. So Zarida is really finding a hard time. I think probably you still can kill the Shelfonio, which is a holy unit, but yeah, definitely you cannot deal with Yulia alone. Still, it actually still looks quite hard for Haute to deal with the Yulia. I'm not exactly sure the plan. This Yulia should be using an infantry troop, so that she will not get blocked by the old land use. But we will see. Yeah, it's really actually getting like running out of chance for you to deal with the Yulia. So the last pick here is Gizlov. Gizlov will could be the thing to deal with Yulia actually. We will see. Kyung is excited to see the Demon Zoreda versus Shelfonio match. Yeah, we will see. Maybe Shelfonio just going to explode Zoreda with like one AoE. You know, if that's a crit, yeah, there could be just a one shot the Zoreda. Yeah, and not to mention this Gizlov is also a demon. So that Shelfonio is actually going to put a lot of pressure here. But to be honest, I feel like the Demon Zorida can still snap the Shelfonio if she goes with the Alhazard or the 3C scale. Yeah, this is a great map for Shelfonio and at the same time a terrible map for Zorida because you can easily block Zorida pretty effectively. So we will see. Ares is pretty strong in this map. But I think Ares is going to do very limited things. Ares is not going to kill anyone with like one shot. You know, AoE you can't kill anyone. Single target is hard to kill the tank. But there will be follow up after Ares. So the follow ups after Ares move will be the critical for Hute to win this game. So if the Zorida can snipe after Ares jump, you know, Ares can pull the units closer to Hute. So you can, yeah, Ares can kill Shelfonio if she is the Sky Archer. That would be very easy to kill. So we will see what kind of troop they will be using. So, okay, starting very soon. Okay, started. So let's see. So that Shelfonio, although Shelfonio is very good to fly in this map, she didn't fly because of the threat from Ares, which kind of makes sense. Shelfonio can definitely be very, very essential characters in this game as long as she is not dead. So it makes sense that she is using the Shrine Maiden to really tank the AoE from Ares. And of course, as long as Yulia can deal with the juggler, that looks pretty good for variation here or Varanian here. For Haute though, it's kind of hard. Uh, Let me see. There is no healers, right? There is no healer. It doesn't looks like he needed a healer. So the time when this tail jumps in, that could be a problem to deal with. And this tail is not flying as well. Nobody is going to really block the Belly Odious tail. You can still push them back, but you can't actually block anyone from reaching you. So Hute is counting some tails. This juggler is a boot juggler. Interesting. Was that a defensive build? Divine build? Interesting. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Was that a boot? Did I miscount or something? 1, 2. Looks a boot juggler to me. And so juggler. So the Gizlov is going to call it faction buff. Yeah, this is quite a mythical faction considering four of the unit are mythical. So the only non-mythical unit here is actually Iris. So let's see how Hute initiate the combat. It's very critical that Hute can finish his opponent fast in a few turns because he doesn't have a healer. So if the initial jumps in fails, then it's very hard for him to win this game. So the combination between Ares, Juggler, and Zoraida needs to at least kill the important characters like Yulia, and also try to snap the Shelfonio. Looks pretty essential here. Yeah, but overall it looks like Hute is having some hard time. I think Varinian here is getting a little bit better and stable team. Yeah, so as long as he position his characters very carefully and make sure to count on a huge jump, I think player one here has a better chance. But we will see how this one goes. As soon as next turn, it could be the turn that Hute start. Although Gizlov does need 3 turns like to set up. So first turn you need to summon something and then call faction buff. And then the third time is usually when Gizlov can initiate. So it would make the best sense that Hugh jumps in turn 3 with like a well summon construct. But he might jump earlier. Yeah, usually turn 3 is the critical turns for aggressive players to jump in. A lot of units needs around 2 turns to set up. Like Yuski, Gizlov, those units then needs to either summon something or transform. So we will see. This Shelfonio, her defense is very low. So I think a 3-6 Zareda should still kill it. Not to mention there is still a backstab. That Shelfonio doesn't look like she can get immune to fixed damage. So that Zareda should still be killing the Shelfonio. Of course, you have to be careful to not get one shot by Shelfonio to begin with. So Zareda used the 3-6 scale this turn. Haute was very calculating, like he was really calculating the Shelfonio's threatening range. Really afraid to get one shot. Yeah, it's a shame she didn't get a hide proc. But Sui, do you think Shelfonio can actually one shot Zorida with the hide buff? And I mean, if you have faction buff as well, I think that could be hard to kill. Because when Zorida like use the R hazard and also get the hide, there is plenty of damage reduction. I don't think that's gonna be a one shot. Yeah, so we'll see. And of course, no, now there isn't actually the faction buff is from old land use. So both the Gizlov and old land use are bringing faction buff. Isn't that Shelfonio dead to Ares? I am not exactly sure. Usually Shelfonio with Shrine Maiden, you can survive Ares. Yeah, the 3C has 60% crit chance. If there is a crit, there could be a kill. No crit is probably not going to kill. Istorida actually looks pretty high health points. I'm not entirely sure if that's a kill. Okay, so Listel moves in. There could be a plan that Aris jumps in and pull the Shelfonio forward for Zorida to snipe. There is a hook scale from Elucia. Needs to be very careful with that. But this is one of the map that doesn't favor hook scale very much because you have a lot of the terrain barriers. Okay, so juggler. Was that a boot juggler again, or did I keep miscounting? One, two, three. No. Oh, that's a regular juggler, not a boot one. Somehow I feel like that was like a full range. That's just because I'm drunk, I guess. Hi, Jessica. Okay, so juggler already jumps in. Interesting. So is there a prayer from Liana here? Let's see. I think this jump in suggesting Liana is not bringing prayer skill. So Ares is looking for a kill for the Listel. Yeah, Liana doesn't have the prayer skill, so Listel could be in trouble. There's no defense buff, no lacerate effect as well. Okay. Okay, so Gizlov is going to explode his summon first, which is fun. And of course, if you reduce the troop from Shelfonio, she actually becomes more stupid. Her intelligence will decrease if more troop is killed. So we will see what will be the decision from the Gizlov here. Okay, so Gizlov explode the ball. Yeah, that still looks pretty dead. It should be a dead meat now. Yeah, there was some positioning problem and also from the variation here. Yeah, I mean there was some positioning problem, right? I was thinking that Hute is going to jump in turn 3, but the positioning was very aggressive. Yeah, that Shelfonio is 100% dead, but she got a chance. She can still move back. The Shelfonio can still move back. Yeah, Shelfonio can still move back. Just move back. I don't think there is better thing to do here. And Gizlov debuff is OP, man. I never see Gizlov construct bringing so many heal block. Yeah, I have. This is the first time I see Gizlov construct bring like 3 heal block plus a leg broke. Looks really dead. And where is the Zoreda breeze comes from? Someone tells me where is the Zoreda breeze comes from? It looks like Gizlov Tenuous head is doing some job. Yeah, there's just a +3 mobility on Zoreda. I think that's from Gizlov, although I'm not entirely sure. It's probably from Gizlov. Then yeah, that looks very hard for Varian now. He's getting rushed. So Zoreda can just uh snipe. Zoreda doesn't need to snipe someone now. We'll see. I feel like Ares should move the last, so it takes another turn. Next round for Yulia to kill you, and you can move up Zoreda to watch Yulia there. I feel that could be a better play. Cause if you jump Ares now, then Yulia is going to just fight back. Okay. So Ares is trying to kill the Shelfonio. Interesting. Haute is calculating the. Okay, yeah, he's looking to kill the Shelfonio. Try to bring down the Yulia's health point as well. Oh, what? That Yulia just got blowed. Is actually dead. There should be some problem with enchanting though, cause usually you won't just kill the Yulia from Ares AoE. Yeah, that's kind of surprising. This especially considering this is the infantry Yulia. So we are seeing the exact opposite. The Shelfonio didn't get any chance to actually cast any skill. Actually, none of the units from Vanorion cast any skill, so it's just getting rushed by Haute. The positioning looks a little bit troublesome. In the second turn, the Liana was there, and yeah, it's kind of like moved in a way that all the units can be rushed. Ares' plan was loaded up with a nuke. Yeah, that's a very successful nuke from Ares. Yeah, this game is more of a positioning problem, I think, and also the moving order. Yeah, you have to wait for a chance for shelf to proc. Yes. Yeah, the Liana move order was definitely very essential. Yeah, and Hute definitely having a very aggressive team there. Yeah, you need to make sure you don't get rushed for the initial turns, because Hute's turn, like as long as you can fight back with your Yulia, Shelfonio, in the later game you will have advantage, but not the early game. So we will see if anything Hute is going to change here, and from where okay, actually from both sides there is nothing that getting changed. So it's the old same box. Just now the map is a cave map. So Hute's AKA still get first banned, and we still see a land use first ban. Interesting. So Hute is still going to play a juggler team. will variation still pick Elucia? Because if the pick last game was juggler, it actually works a lot better. That Elucia didn't do anything, because Haute basically was using an AoE team, right? You know, like with Ares, with I mean, Gizlov is not exactly AoE, but there is a lot of AoE pressure, and also with the juggler. So, yeah, I think it was better if variation actually plays with juggler. There is not much single target or tank slayer left actually after you ban the Loli Jessica. So yeah, it should be fun. I think juggler is probably the better choice. Elucia is decent, but probably only against a single target. Elucia is never great against the AoE composition, so that's her problem. So we will see. This game will be a juggler versus juggler. So let's see what Haute is going to pick. And of course, Elucia doesn't really have a lot of faction buffer from Varenion's team, so that will be another limitation. Still going to pick a Demon Zorida. Not terrible, I guess. I would probably go for Alastral. Seems to be better in this map, but he's heading for the Zorida. Okay, so what will be the Varenion's pick? Xiaofengniu to counter the Zorida, or using Odious to push back the juggler. Odious is never terrible against the juggler. Or still go with Yulia. Those can be decent choice. Okay, so the Rian and Hehe are banned. Let's suggesting a Yulia pick. But the thing is, it looks like Hughes Ares with AoE can just directly one-shot Yulia. That's a very troublesome thing. So, which suggesting the Ares needs to be banned as well. So we will see what will be the variations pick. It's actually old land use. Not bad. Not bad. Old land use is always pretty effective against a juggler. So that's a choice. And Hute is banning the Yulia and Ares, suggesting he's going to get something like Alastral, but Alastral is kind of countered here. Odious isn't bad. Yeah, Odious countering Odious isn't bad. Okay, so we have Odious from Hute. And now it's back to Variant. So he can get what kind of picks? Maybe this tail. But this tail need to make sure she won't tank from the Zoreda. Okay. Yeah, this tail isn't bad. Yeah, that's a list tail pick. Yeah, it makes sense. Hute is actually banning Elucia, which I think is not necessary. I'll probably ban a double act again, because that looks pretty threatening. But it looks like Hute that doesn't care about the act again. Uh, there is no reason to really ban Elucia though. It's running out of times. Okay, so just a Xiaofengniu ban. Okay, interesting. So he's going to pick a healer for himself. Uh, Whaler is actually Whaler. Interesting choice. Using Whaler to counter Listel. Hmm. I would probably prefer Florentia in this case. But I guess Wheeler is fun. So Ares and Industrial Band. Uh, so the last pick from Cubes is probably going to be Detroit, which I think is decent, but Detroit needs to. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what troop he wants to play with. COE don't like the Listel pick. So what would you pick there, COE? Just curious, what would be your pick? Okay, so for variation there is a Liana pick. So many healers from Varanian's box. There are like 4 healers there. So ban the double act again is a good choice. Yeah, Shelfonio could be fun. I think the Listel pick is fun, and she is probably still better counter to Veiler at least. Yeah, but yeah, I think Shelfonio was fun there. Listel the problem is mostly she can't really tank the Zoreda. If she can tank the Zoreda, it's a different story. Because that Zoreda is a demon Zoreda, so I'm not really expecting the Listel to tank. Maybe a decent Listel with defense buff can tank. Yeah, Shelfonio with the Dispel is also pretty strong. But you know, if you pick Shelfonio, it looks hard to get through the juggler. Uh, it could be a little easier for you to get through the juggler. Mm, nice Shelfonio pick. You guys all like Shelfonio picks. Yeah, I think Shelfonio is good. But to be honest, I think his box is a little bit weak against the here. Yeah, I think the Zoreda should be able to one-shot this tail as well. Uh, Even maybe you apply a defense buff, but I have to see the defense of the Listel. Even Zoreda used to be very strong in killing those tanky units. Yeah, this we will see. We'll see. Zoreda should be able to one shot Listel. Yeah, I think that's probably what will happen, but we will have to see. Maybe a forest plus gospel can save Listel. So the Listel is actually using a Lancer troop. So if you have Twilight Star, that will trigger. This is a straight counter from the Detroit. The Detroit is actually using heavy infantry. Yeah, I think Hugh has Stinger, yes. Should be dead. And that Listel is actually mega dead. It's gonna be snapped from by Listel as well. I mean by Detroit. So yeah, hmm, that's pretty surprising because I think usually if you want to prevent from being snapped by Twilight Star, you actually bring the Undead Knight or you bring a Skeleton. Undead Knight is good because they have 4 mobility, but it does turn your mobility to cavalry type, so you will get blocked by the old land use. So here maybe the skeleton would be the better choice. The Lancer looks troublesome against this Detroit now. Yeah, I mean you kind of expect that Detroit to use infantry, right? Because that Detroit also don't want to be stopped by the old land use. So let's see. Interesting that Olandius is actually calling faction buff in both games, and he didn't actually bring a revive here. I don't get the Lancer troop as well. Could be related with personal training. The fact could be just there is no demon training. So if you don't have troop training, then you would rather use a troop with a better training. So that's something I can see. Yeah, but now this Detroit can even kill your Listel. Not to mention the radar with 3C skill. Good thing for player 2 though is there is a Liana to help with the positioning, right? Liana from player 2 is always pretty good. So both of the Odious actually bring faction buff here. The radar positioning needs to be careful. There is an act again from Liana. So if you position the radar too aggressively, they can be taken care by this tail, or even just getting locked by juggler. Oh really? No, that needs to be careful. There is a act again skill from Wheeler though. Yeah, you can use the Alhazard and then regroup. Uh, this juggler already have the faction buff. I don't think you can snipe. No, that's not possible. I don't think you can snipe. It's very interesting though. This tail actually moves back. I am not super understanding that as well. Because this turn you have act again. Uh, Not putting this tail too much back actually helps you to prevent the opponent's like aggressiveness, right? If you have this tail in the relatively front, then they can't really jump in, because otherwise you just what? You just act again your list tail and then jumps. And if the Zorida really wants to trade with the list tail, I think that's fine. Because that's a kind of a dead meat to begin with. Detroit can also kill her pretty effectively. Interesting that Valor actually brings a mass attack buff. That doesn't do much, but we will see. If you have the mass attack buff, maybe the old Landius doesn't need to bring a faction buff, but should be fine. Okay, mass attack plus mass protect. Yeah, then it's kind of loose. Oh, look at this breeze. Look at this breeze. Haute was trying to express his happiness, but he kind of got refrained from that. That's a very nice breeze for Detroit. Yeah, Detroit's threatening range suddenly becomes very huge. It's basically, she can reach anyone she wants now. So that's going to be very hard for Varinen to position. So this is a great turn to jump in. We can set up a D3 jump and also set up the radar, just to get ready with the 3C skill. And Wheeler can act again this turn, of course. Would be forcing the audience to use the 3C skill here to push someone back. 1, 2, 3. No, that's actually not reaching still. Yeah, this hit rate is going to be a trouble. So let's think about how to get a win from Varinian, because I think that's kind of hard. Didn't really see the win condition yet. Well, you don't need to jump in now. Just set up with the 3C skill and then regroup. Probably is a better idea. And given the juggler already moved, so if the juggler wants to react, he needs to use act again from Diana. Okay, Zoreda using 3C skill next to juggler. This tail also just stays very back. This is a good decision. When Haute is getting a lot of breeze there, you don't really want to just jump in and staying back and wait out for the breeze. Is probably the better way to go. Not to mention Zareda just used the 3C skill there. So Detroit can try to increase mobility of Zareda by 1 from the passive skill. It still looks very hard for variant here. The timing for jumping in is completely depends on when Haute wants to jump in. So Varian here probably needs to stay passive for a few turns. That was a pretty tenuous headgear on Juggler though. So Vader kind of need to position in a way. That's actually fun. It's not like the Breeze can really help the Juggler to jump in. So it should be fun. So is this skill from Vader already? Yeah, the Juggler can definitely just kill the Vader now though. And also lockdown, let me see. Lockdown the 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, lockdown, jump in, lockdown is Zorida and the Veiler looks pretty ideal. Okay, so act again on Juggler and just lockdown Zorida and Veiler. But this tail really stays way too much behind. Way too much behind. So uh okay, yeah, lockdown the Zorida and Detroit. Oh, that's actually even better. Yeah. So what you do now? Odious just a push back the dog, or push down the dog. Push down the dog probably looks better. Yeah, push down the dog looks better. But Juggler can jump back and use the Beast Shock, right? So that's actually okay as well. Or at worst, Juggler can always just move back. Uh, I would probably jump back and lock down the Zorita. Detroit. Whether suicide scale smelled like juggler bait to me. Uh, I think that's actually fun. I mean it's not really bait, and I think the jump from juggler was fun. The problem was he kept his list tail too far behind, so the list tail can't really join. I think, to be honest, I think the jump was totally fun. Not to mention you can now just travel back without losing much, right? Yeah, that one probably can kill. You have to try it. Let's see if there's a crit. Yeah, that's a crit. So that's a kill. Can you kill the juggler? No, you can't. Can you kill the Zorida? No. So that's a trade between juggler uh and uh and Veiler. I wonder if the juggler can move back further, so you can kind of block the Zorida from moving back. So here he had 6 mobility, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you stay here, Zorita can move back 1, 2, 3. Still very hard. Still very hard to kill the Zorita. Yeah, and so you're kind of gambling that Zorita won't crit there. Hi Q, did you finish the what do you see? The tournament, the Spanish tournament. How was the Spanish tournament? Who was the winner there? The Spanish tournament is a few season already, right? I remembered I saw the Spanish tournament earlier. Okay, it's still ongoing. Very interesting. Yeah, so if the trade is completely between Whaler and Juggler, then that may not be super worth it. Yeah, Tracy Whaler last turn looks better. Um, to be honest, if the Listel is not using Lesser Troop, there is still some hope there. But now the game looks very hard. Listel fighting with no healer and a juggler looks okay. Uh, but now it looks very hard. It's still very hard. Yeah, it's just but yeah, as Yui said, if the Wailer was used last turn, if the Wailer was used last turn, then the juggler wouldn't be snapped by Zoreda. So let's make a huge difference, right? Cause if you don't have Wailer's 3C skill, you have to gamble the Zoreda doesn't crit to not kill your juggler, and that chance is basically 80%. So you get 80% chance for the Zareda to crit, and your juggler died, and you get like 20% chance for the Zareda to not crit, and the Zareda is going to also get killed. So yeah, that's a very low chance. If the Wailer has 3C skill, pretty sure you can survive the Zareda very, very uh, successfully, because Whaler also give you the damage reduction by 15%, so that's very safe. So the problem really comes down to not using suicide skill before you try to jump in. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. This tail actually disable the troop advantage, so even heavy infantry won't give you a kill. But the Zorida still going to give you a kill though. Um, yeah, Zorida can still snap the Listel. Of course, not now because there is 15% damage reduction. Yeah, sometimes I forget about the class. The class disadvantage that you disabled. Yeah, he wasn't sure about the jumping there, but maybe you just wait for next turn instead to jump, because jumping your juggler without 3 buff is not very worth it. Yeah, this is why archers don't do much when Listel was using the flyers. Was there a gospel scale on the Listel? I'm curious. There should be, right? There is. Yeah, there is. Yeah, Haute was planning to go in, that I can tell. And Whaler does have like 3 turns effect. So at least if the radar cast the 3C skill, that's a very strong indication. There could be some combat happening within 2 turns. So, okay. Yeah, when to use 3C is actually very, very tricky problem, and not all the players can manage to get the best timing. Yeah, I think 3C there earlier. You should have some good reason to 3C that turn. Yes, but of course you don't really know your juggler is going to get a breath skill. Although you do have the Liana that turn, so even without a breath, you can act again the juggler, and he can still jump in, right? So let's see. Was there act again skill? Yeah, act again on Listel. So Zoreda needs to really snap the Listel now, which looks pretty hard. We'll see. She's looking to snap the Odious. That's not going to be possible. Yeah, we'll see the defense for the Listel. Okay, yeah, that's not a kill. It didn't crit though, so that's a pretty low chance. It's a low chance event, but she didn't crit. Yeah, this tail you should still get like 80% chance to crit there, right? But yeah, it's not going to always favor your luck. Sometimes you just can't get a crit. That Listio doesn't even have a defense buff though, so she might still be. Yeah, there was no crit there. Okay, so there should be a odious push, or Listio can also just a finger. Just a finger. This tail has a finger? Yeah, this tail has a finger here. Yeah. But she didn't bring a self-heal skill, so she's dead to deteriorate. Okay, so Zoraida retreated. It's time to Wheeler just killed himself in a fog, and now the deteriorate will not get killed. That's an okayish move. I don't think the deteriorate is going to get killed, so she is coming for Liana most likely. Yeah, coming for Liana. Should be a kill on Liana. Oh, really? Still wants to kill Listel. That may not be a kill. Yeah, that's not a kill. Yeah, that's pretty hard to kill, right? Pretty hard. So the Odious is fixed there. But he can still punish the juggler, and the juggler is going to bring some toxic effect. And yeah, he was worried about the Elven Aura messing with the juggler. Yes, we'll see if next time. Oh, there is no gospel from Liana, cause Listel needs that gospel to survive Zoreda. Otherwise, you have to count for the no crit. Okay, another try to kill the Listel. Uh, Still no crit. Wow, I can't believe it. Maybe the Zorida doesn't have a hundred percent crit after all. So Listel keep punishing on the juggler. Juggler is almost dead now. Juggler is almost dead now. Yeah, Listel is doing the work here. But now I am thinking like maybe the maybe Zorida just Demon Zorida just doesn't have 100% crit. Okay, so that thing actually the healing one actually kills the juggler because juggler still had the Listel's heal reverse. So that's kind of a mistake. And Odious now is trying to kill the demon Zoreda, which is easy peasy. So this is going to go for the Varinian side. That looks a pretty hard match. This is not going to kill. Oh, this actually kills Liana. What? That's crazy. Okay, so maybe there is still a chance, but that looks, it's just looks this tail is not dealable. Like this tail, is there a blood dance? Just drops it, then that's GG. Blood dance, okay, blood dance, blood dance is, but how come she drops the blood dance there? Then I mean, I think she had the mobility one, two, three, four. Yeah, she had the breeze work, breeze there, so she had the mobility to drop the other side. That's a technical throw. Oh, what's that? What just happened? What just happened? What did Hute do? Hute also throw something to the frog. Yeah, it looks like double both players are trying to throw Eunice into the fog. Yeah, so both players are trying to play a folk game. Hugh's Odious doesn't bring a revive, so he still lost. Who got paid? That's a bug. Yeah. What was the bug? I forget. Yeah, it looks like our version has a lot of bug in Apex Arena. He ran out of time. Okay, it's auto moves. Auto moved into a folk. What they are trying to say something. Let me see what they are trying to say. It auto moves. Okay, so Hugh says they will be right back in 2 seconds. One, two. Okay, time's up. Is Hugh back? One, two. Okay, so here we go. This will be the last game for both players. So it's time to figure out who got paid more. He's explaining to the girlfriend about the swearing. Yeah, let's see what changes both players are going to make, and and time to figure out who got paid more. Joking, yeah. It's pretty. I'm not really sure about the variance throw on this tail. It's probably just getting excited and not really knowing about the fog. But Huge probably just ran out of time. Yeah. Blame lag, restart router. Yeah. So we will see. The third match is going to be a desert map, so it's going to be relatively slow. We will see. Oh, he did run out of time. Yeah, that's very understandable. Yeah, Hute is a player actually usually moves very slow and carefully. When I see his match, I was like, oh, he always moves very slow. But yeah, that's good. It's actually very essential for any aggressive player because you have to move slow. The opposite example of that is like the Apex Addict, right? Everyone remember how many games like Apex Addict played. So I think he needs to learn from Haute. He really needs to slow down. That will be his first step to victory. Yeah, sometimes you just need to count very carefully, especially if you are playing with aggressive style, because usually the turn you jump in, you go all in. You are not looking for one trade. You're looking for like all in and just to kill most of the strong like aggressive characters from your opponent. So still the same ban from both sides. No, Hughes actually banned something different. Land use was not the ban anymore. What was that? I can't see it very clearly. Damn. Let me see. What was that? What was that? What was that? Was that what? What is that? What did he? What did he ban? Yeah, sorry, I enlarged it because I can't see what he was banning there. SP11. Yeah, that looks so. Yeah, that was oh, he actually adjusted his screen screen size. Interesting. Okay. So now it actually becomes very thin. He used to have a very wide screen. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Winkleman. So it's going to be a juggler versus land use game. Let me see if I can make this a little bit better for you guys to see. Uh, it's hard. It doesn't look like they are adjusting the resolution, so that's fine. Yeah, Hugh usually adjusts screen size himself. Yeah. That's a very interesting hobby when doing Apex Arena. Sometimes I do weird things as well. I know Straw has a very interesting hobby also. It's like playing with feet. So the second pick from Hugh is actually Rian. Pretty interesting picks. There is already no strong dispel. Trying to hide game from girlfriend. Yeah. Sometimes when I work, if I want to check Discord, I do some weird setting as well. Like I'm using a light Discord, so yeah, you can do all the adjustments. Yeah, when I used to farm the PvE content, I open a very small, tiny window, so others really can't. Really can't see what's going on there. Yeah, Zorita pick there would be good, but he is believing in his listel. This is a land use plus listel. It is a golden combo, right? But now I wonder how you deal with the Rian. Oh, he can still get Zorita. Get it. Get it now. Get Zorita. If you kill the Rian here, you still have a chance. Otherwise, that looks very hard. This still just doesn't survive against the Rian. Just pass of Discord as research if anyone asks. Yeah, yeah, that's a Zorita pick there. So Hugh probably wants to ban Detroit. I would say Detroit and Juggler. I mean, yeah, I would ban Juggler instead of Odious because I know Varinian is going to pick Juggler. I would ban Ban Juggler and Detroit, yes, that's the better ban. I probably think that's so. Yeah, Haute probably didn't have defensive Rain. Even with defense Rain, you still can kill. Like you still can kill Rain without too much trouble. If you go for the rough sea with the new sword, whatever it is called, and the Long Star accessory, you probably still can snap Rain. It shouldn't be hard. So we have a Detroit from Haute side. Last pick is gonna be what? Hihe. Probably Hihe. So from very inside, it's probably to get some Ares. Interesting. I probably got Rain there also. Like it's not like Hute has anything to dispel well against the Rain. It's probably gonna be Hihe. Yeah, Alastrio sucks in this map. Yeah, just a pick Hihe. Alastrio in this map is a complete trap. Welcome to the stream. I feel so nice. This guy always type go down go you all the time. Thanks for cheering me up. Although I'm not really playing myself. So okay, so we have Hihei from Huge side as the last pick, and we have okay. I see some change in the screen size, and we finally lose everything. Okay, let me see. Hugh already know what Hugh likes to do. That's very interesting. When did you know that, Q? Just curious. Let me see. Okay, the screen was here. Okay, I need to get them smaller. It looks like. So this needs to be smaller. Hugh likes to switch his screen size over time. When did you know that? Because that's actually a very interesting thing to notice. Yeah. When did you know that? Because I never realized. Okay, yeah. This is one suggestion that Q is a professional streamer. He just streamed so many of Hugh's game, and he's a big fan of Hugh's. Seems like. Yeah, it could be consistently switch between two monitors, and it could be, it could be in, also, the screens uh, for the character, but during the pick and ban are a little bit tiny, so it could be it looks better when you use the different sides of the screen. Okay, so the match started. Let's just start. Okay. Oh, it looks like he actually changed the back a little bit. Let me see. Oh, it's suddenly changed again. Uh, Let me see. Yeah, he's adjusting the screen. He's finding the best screen to work on, looks like. Okay, now it looks okay. Okay, we have a very long screen now, a super wide screen. So you can juggler jumps. Okay, it's changed again. Gotta keep his APM up. Yeah, the screen looks changed again. Let me figure out. Was the screen okay for the stream? Okay, this is actually not terrible. We're still good. We're still good. Okay. So Shelfonio just get a braids. That's actually a braids Shelfonio. Interesting. Usually, I see a little bit more of the full. I mean, the magic Shelfonio to maximize the damage. But Breeze is definitely a choice as well. In some case, Breeze actually can help you a lot with Shelfonio. So what's the plan for Varian? Use the Zoreda to snap the rain, and then try to use what? Try to use Ares to kill the juggler. Yeah, Shelfonio looks a little bit having trouble against the Hihe now. So the Ares really needs to watch for the Hihe. One, two, three, one, two. Well, it does look like she's dead no matter what. And you can see Hihe already have an attack buff. So although the juggler didn't call faction buff yet, uh, that Hihe already have kill potential. No transformation skill, what? Rian didn't bring transformation skill. No, there's no transformation skill. This is a PvE setup, Rian. Was that trying to troll or trying to? Yeah, that's a PvE setup, Rian. You use three AoEs in the Guild War, I think. Although nobody actually do Guild War now. Was that? Yeah, I don't understand. Suicide construct for transform. Okay. But do you actually get transform skill if you are not even using the transform skill? I don't think that makes sense. Do you? So I'm not sure. Oh, you actually you still transform when you're not using transform skill. Okay, okay, that makes sense then. That's actually very smart. Just try to get the two turn with the ball. Yeah, he knows he gonna die. He knows the construct gonna die. So that's okay. That's already enough. So it should be a faster match. Yep, yep. Hmm. It's a breeze from. Then he can nuke. Okay, very interesting. I still never see people didn't bring transform because like it's a little bit passive. When you, I mean, at least you cannot use reinforced the next turn. You have to wait for Gizlov and the Rien's move. So well, we will see, I guess. We will see how this works. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but we will see how this one works. If Juggler right now, she can get killed by Ares if Ares can reach, cause you can dispel the water 100%, and if there is a crit, you probably can kill. But that's like a small gamble there. Okay, the Hihe is going for Shelfonio. Or maybe even Ares. Probably Ares was a probably Ares is better target, to be honest. Yeah, I would probably kill the Ares there. One, two, three, four. One, two, one, two, three, four. Yeah, she can reach. Interesting. Ryan jumps in like that. Wouldn't be good. Yeah, if the he snaps the Ares, that looks decent. But it looks like he's more interested in this tail. Not really sure if this tail's trade would be worth it, but we will see, I guess. Also, if you just snap with Hihe first this turn, next turn you will not have the first move. So Vareni is going to first move next turn, which is going to be a huge benefit to Zoraida. So that's something to note. I'm not sure about killing this tail already. Yeah, I'm not sure about killing this tail. He went for this tail, but I'm not sure if that's worth it. Yeah, that's not even close to a kill. And this tail is using the counter attack skill, so that actually kills the Hiei. Very interesting skill selection. Yeah, but wouldn't you just go for the Ares skill? He can reach Ares, right? He can reach here. One, two, three, four. Yeah, he can kill the Ares. Am I misunderstanding something? Right? You can kill, right? This is one, two, three, four. Or they can't move in the desert. I remember assassins can move there. So now Hute really needs to count on the Rian um to do something here. First, of course, he needs to maintain his buff. So next turn the ball needs to explode, so he can actually sustain the buff. If I'm a Rian here, I just retreat with my unit now. So make sure Gizulov's exploding ball won't do anything useful, right? And try to snap the ring at the same time. Interesting with Shelfonio's position. Because that looks like Rian can definitely initiate next turn. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 300 IQ Listel. Yeah, that's very smart. I agree. I know definitely a very good move. Even Seoi is like this is 300 IQ strat. Yeah, it's very hard to get a very positive comment from like Seoi. So that means that must be a very impressive skill selection. Yeah, I think the skill selection was very interesting there. It could be because there is no other healers in the team also. Yeah, that's already looks dead. So Iris needs to jump in. Yeah, I think very Varinian forget about it. I mean, the Iris needs to jump in now, right? So you can mess up with the positioning, which you can. Yeah, he needs to jump in now. So we will see. Maybe after Iris mess up with the positioning, there will be a check. Yeah, so this is like a check. So would you try to kill Mazoreda, or would you rather kill the Ares and let Mazoreda be free? Cause if you choose to kill the Zoreda there, uh okay, Ares actually moves back. Interesting. Yeah, cause if you choose to kill the Zoreda there, yeah, I think that's a very good teleport also. Because now if you want to kill Zoreda, because yeah, if you want to kill Zoreda, then you actually lose your juggler. So what we will see here? Still dead. Explode on Ares, kill Zoreda with construct. That could be a good decision. Yeah, I think that's may be fun. But it doesn't look like he has a lot of time to think. So okay, Detroit still trying to find the Zoreda, and she can still find it. Well, there could be a heal to Juggler after that, so Juggler might be safe, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, because yeah, she actually needs to heal herself. No, she still healed Juggler. Can the Ares still kill Juggler though? I'm not super sure. Or maybe the Ares can just finish off on Detroit. Yeah, Zareda uses dagger. Easy peasy kill with construct. Yeah, it's Gizzle of Showtime now to kill the Ares there. Yeah, there is nothing to explode with construct now. And after the Detroit is dead, actually, there won't be any heal to the juggler as well. Yeah, he needed to explode, yes. So Rin will not lose his transform. So this is still a kill from Gizlov. And to be honest, the construct is still annoying. Zoe says GG. Yeah, it's hard for the Shelfonio to carry, but she needs to. So she needs to kind of. Well, the first AOE you're going to kill the Detroit with your first AOE. So maybe if you can spam another AOE, that'd be great. Definitely move Landius first though. Move Landius first. Move Landius first. Just move Landius first. Yeah. Okay, so the first AOE kills. Well, that's actually a Heaven Sanction kills the Detroit. But now Rian can AoE, so that's over. Yeah, this game is basically now Rian can AoE and that's over. The Zorita is really needed to kill the team there, so that's really the character he can lose there. Because now the Rian you cannot deal with. Yeah, this is GG. Yeah, that talent is not is global. Yeah, the Zorita placement was kind of troublesome. Geofonio can't do much. Juggler jumps, she's dead. Yeah, Juggler jump, she's dead. Yeah, this is over. This is over. Reaper's touch on Juggler. That kills the construct. But now you can't deal with the Rian. And Rian just cast a land scale, which will be over. So, thank you is called GG. Okay, pretty interesting maps. Both players are quite aggressive in game 3, but I guess who gets Rian wins. Uh, I mean, of course, Zoreda needed to kill the Rian there for him to actually win this match, and the mispositioning on Zoreda kind of killed the game. The jump in from the two characters there, with the Ares follow up and try to mess up with the positioning wasn't terrible, but the Detroit later gets still can reach the Zoreda because she was having a breeze there. So yeah, as long as the Zoreda is killed, you can't really deal with the Rian. So as Sayuri said, the game kind of was over there. So yeah, that's interesting games. And of course, we see the very familiar comments. Think my brain legitimately melted mid-fight. Yeah, very funny comments from Haute as usual. Okay, so that's the end of this match, and we will have a couple of more match later. And Haute is checking something. I'm actually very tired today, so I guess I will just stop the stream here. If you want to check something Hugh is checking on, you can join our Discord. So good night, everyone. Peace.